Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, that is Book Dissection, and today we are going to do dissection of yet another book, that is Lady, You Are the Boss. This is dedicated to all those ladies listening out there, all the mothers, sisters, daughters. This is for you, and wives especially. So point number one, a minimum life. What is this minimum life? We have been living in a time since the time immemorial where women were considered to look after the family and men used to go for hunting. Women used to look after the children, and previously people used to have 8 to 10 children, and women were expected to lead a minimum life. Even in the 21st century, women are expected to lessen their expectations, lessen their demands, and sacrifice everything for the sake of the family. Why to do so? Why all the sacrifice? Why all the compensation? Why all the adjustment is expected from women? Come out of this minimum life, because we also have the right to live. Point number two, that is the imposter syndrome. What is this imposter syndrome? Actually, women don't feel confident of themselves, and very easily they lose their confidence. Let us understand this with an example. There was a girl, and initially she was preparing for IIM. She cleared the written examination, but she could not clear the first round of interview. She got selected in the second round of interview, and she got entered into the college. Initially, she was working very hard, and she was securing very good grades. But slowly and gradually, she started losing her confidence because of the colleagues, and she started feeling somewhere inferior to them. So this is called as imposter syndrome, which is seen in many women. Women, even if they do exceptionally well, start doubting their skills. Men, on the other hand, even if they're not doing that much, they are very confident of themselves. So why don't come out of this imposter syndrome? Believe yourself, believe your skills, and you will see wonders happening. Point number 3. Third point is focus on your strengths, not on your weaknesses. Let us understand this point in deep. See, teenagers, when we were teenagers, we used to get worried about small things that were happening in our lives, especially the girls. Oh my God, I have got a pimple over my face. How would I attend the ceremony that is being organized in the evening? A number of things used to trouble us. But when we become elderly, we come out of these zones and we start realizing that these are very trivial things. Unfortunately, these biological changes do not happen in women because they don't trust their strength. All of you, the working ladies out there, you might have seen that suppose we had a seminar and a lady had to speak in the seminar. She went on the stage, she spoke up, and when she came, she was very nervous. She was thinking about all those mistakes that she might have done. On the other hand, a male, if a male has gone to give a seminar, he might have committed blunders, but still he will feel very confident of himself. So males are very different from females. Males always, even if they do some mistake, even if they do some crime, they are very confident of themselves. On the other hand, females, when they are doing everything for others, but still they become weak very easily. So why don't trust your strength? Why don't trust the female spirit that you have inside yourself? Fourth point, need to feel needed. What is this need to feel needed? Right from the female fetus, when a girl comes in the womb of the mother, she feels unneeded because, oh my God, a girl child is born. The entire family is unhappy because they were longing for a boy child. So that need to feel needed begins from the mother's womb itself. When we grow up also, we need that security. We search for security. I believe that all of you, all of the ladies listening to me will agree that we need the feel to be needed. But why to feel that need? Why don't create your own space? Why don't trust your own instincts? Why don't be secure in yourself? Lesson number 5. Learning to let go. Let us understand this with an example. The writer says that she had one of her friends named Vanita. Vanita had been working in an organization for last 10 years. Because she had some issues with the manager, she left the job. And this Vanita was narrator's friend. So once Vanita was discussing about her issues, and she told narrator that Vanita had been trying in the same company for last 1 year, and every time she was calling, she was getting no response or she was getting avoided. Narrator tried to convince Vanita by telling her that why do you feel yourself to be indispensable for the organizations? We women are like that. I hope all of the working women who are listening to me will agree to this. We work dedicatedly, we give our 100% to the organization, and then we start expecting in return that the organization or the institute where we had been working also will value our efforts. But it is not like that. We have to be very professional. Even if we are working in the workplace, give your 100%, but don't feel that if you're not there in that organization, the organization will not work without you. So yes, work to your 100%, but don't start expecting a lot from the organizations. Be professional wherever required. Now let us move to the next point. Subconscious bias. There was an analysis or rather a survey that was done and it was found out that women were not holding topmost leadership positions in many of the organizations. There was a survey, and when the head of the organization was asked for the reason, the head said that the head actually wanted to raise some of the women to the top leadership positions, but they refused. But when the survey was continued and when the women were asked the reasons, women told that they were desperate to secure these top leadership positions, but they were not given. In our society, all of us have a subconscious bias. Organizations, institutions, they are reluctant to recruit women because they feel that a woman is going to get married, she will move on to next place, she'll be a mother one day, she'll be pregnant, she will have a number of issues, she will have to look after the kids. So this subconscious bias is somewhere there in our society, because every time, right from the time immemorial, women were the one who were expected to adjust. It is the woman who has to change her surname when she gets married. It is the woman who is supposed to carry all the symbols that she has got married. She has to wear chudis, she has to put sindoor, because she has to show to the society that she has got married. On the other hand, men, even if a man is in middle 50s, he will roam about in the society as if he's a bachelor. The man is not supposed to change his surname. Man is not supposed to leave his parents' home. So all the adjustments are expected from women in the society. We don't have any specific reason for it, but women are expected to adjust everywhere. Moving on to next point. Real life models. What is this real life models? We feel secure when we have top leadership positions being occupied by women, because we feel motivated. We feel that if that lady can do it, if that lady is having a family, bearing children, taking care of the family, along with that building her professional life and her career so perfectly, why not we? So all the women out there, you should secure top leadership positions so that you can set examples for the other ladies, so that they can come out of their cocoons. There is a saying which says that every time when the butterfly thought that its life was over, the metamorphosis had taken place. You might have heard about metamorphosis. Initially, the organism, the insect, comes out of the cocoon and then becomes a butterfly. So just when the butterfly thought that the life was over, it got a new life. So always believe that every ending is a new beginning. Moving on to the next point. So let's move out of this somebody something zone. What is this somebody something? This is Raju's mother. This is Bintu's sister. This is Mrs. Rakesh. This is Mrs. Jain. So why don't come out of this cocoon which we are holding over ourselves? We have our own identity. We have our own skills. Yes, it is expected from a woman to do everything for the family, but think for yourself also. Think for your career. Think for your skills. Think for your growth. Because this life is a blessing which has been given to you, which will vanish when you die. So all the ladies out there, trust me, trust your instincts, build your confidence, do something to make yourself happy. It's not that we have to be selfish. Yes, we have to take care of our children. Yes, we have to take care of our in-laws. Yes, we have to take care of our husband. But come out of that zone and take out some time for yourself and live your life to the fullest, because ultimately, lady, you are the boss. If you have liked my video, please like, share and subscribe, and forward to as many people as you can, and let us spread this air of awareness amongst people. Thank you.